Hi, welcome back to Election Central Brantford. And with our guest, Rob. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome. We really appreciate you coming out. And, it's just great to have you here. Like, I've known you since 2008.
Been a long time. It seems like it.
I know,
Yes,
hey? It's been crazy. And, we've known each other through civic engagements.
Right.
That around the town, we've known each other since then. But Facebook, really, that's how I really know you.
Right.
Doing a lot of the same conversations, liking the same things that we're putting out there and promoting around, people, family, all that community, which is fantastic.
Right.
So, yeah, since 2008, my friend.
Yeah, it's surprising that Facebook is much more than just the games. You get to interact with so many constituents and business colleagues, and you get to see them on a different level and interact with them. And I think that's key and paramount in not only in politics but in business as well. To have that relationship is very positive.
Nice. Yeah, and I totally agree.
Yeah.
And absolutely. And like I said, just even through the conversations that we've been sharing and liking from each other, I really enjoy your conversation around family and the community. So thank you for doing that.
I've always been a firm believer that family is your first step, and that's why we work. That's why we run for office is to make life better for our families, for our distant families. That's the foundation of why you run is for family. And I've always been known as a family advocate throughout Ontario, throughout North America. A couple of years back, a gentleman by the name of Steve Wilkos had invited me up to do a week's sessions on a show. That didn't quite pan out the way it was, but it was nice to get the invite.
Yeah.
So that tells me that being a family advocate has reached where I wanted it to go. So,
yeah.
Which is nice.
Nice. Okay. Well, thank you for that.
Perfect.
And that was great. And that's exactly it. That's who you are to me, right?
Right.
Because you're the flyer guy. You're also in a unique position.
Right.
Literally running for two positions, right? Municipally and provincially.
Correct. And it's one of those things where I want to keep the campaigns kind of different, but they, in some cases, they do work together. I know in Ward 4 we have an issue with tire recycling, and that's just all over the place. And homeowners are coming to me as a Ward 4 candidate, but they're also coming to me as an MPP candidate, the Libertarian candidate, where we believe in the property value and property rights. So they're coming to me saying, well, I've always supported the other guy, but now you're in this position, can you help? And I'm thinking, do you want to sign? And they're going, yeah, I'll take both. So, which is nice, because then I get both at the same time. And sometimes I even find myself debating provincial politics with the city councilor candidate in conjunction, and it helps me open my mind a bit. So, which is nice.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, so you're a one-hit wonder. It's like, here you go. By the way, if you want to buy any flyer location,
yeah,
Guy
exactly.
too.
Yeah, and talking with clients, and they're like, oh yeah, can you leave some business cards on our table?
Nice.
Yeah, so which is nice, because then you have that professional aspect plus the political one, where the businesses and the general public want answers for a lot of things.
Yeah.
So
absolutely,
and it's nice to be able to relate. I've said it, no matter what campaign I've been in, provincially, municipally, or executive with political parties. I'm a guy that can relate to anyone. It's no secret. I've been in the media with stuff, and there's no secret with that. And it's about being honest, and I can relate to everyone with every issue that they face, whether it be mental health or addiction or unemployment or employment or small business, there's frustrations with small business. I can relate to anyone. Which is
I totally get that. Key. Yeah, and thank you for coming out and supporting us at Mental Health Awareness Week. We really appreciate that. And,
that is something that's very dear to me. Myself, I've lost a few from suicide, and it's just not words.
I'm sorry to hear
feel
about
that, and to be a direct person in relation to the survivor at mechanism is nice. On the flip side of that coin, to see people that have recovered, that just made me smile that night for mental health awareness. To see the pride and joy in the community all week long was just fantastic.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And once again, thanks to Matt and Fat Panda Studios for helping us out for Mental Health Awareness Week and here at the Polish Hall. We thank you very much for coming out and doing this. Okay, now we're going to go into question number 1. So question number 1, what inspired you to run in the riding of Brant?
I've always been kind of political. And again, it's when you run for office, you have to have a goal. And the biggest goal, I think, is to what inspired me is the reason to help. You want to make a difference in people's lives. Kind of a funny story. When I was a kid, my family was good friends with this guy named Phil Gillies. And Phil, when I was a kid, we were campaigning for Phil Gillies. And I had Phil Gillies signs everywhere and flyers everywhere. And my family went out as a family and we helped plug him. And now fast forward to this election to actually be an opponent of the family friend. That's fascinating to me as well. So I've told Phil that bygones to bygones, but this is two parties against each other. But I do have respect for him as a family friend as well. So which is good. But I think the inspiring part is when you listen to people. You listen to it's just not words this time. The 2007, 2011 election. You listen and people just ranted. This time they're saying it with such feeling and emotion, and you listen to them, and you see the pain and frustration in their eyes, and you know that you want to make the difference in their lives in a positive direction. And that's why I put my name to this, because I think I can do that.
Oh, I totally agree with you.
They need a voice, and my party leader has recently come publicly and said that I am the loudest and noisiest candidate anywhere in the province of Ontario. And at some parties you'd go, well, that's not good. But in this sense, I was like, can I use that? and he said, absolutely. So, that's something I've been plugging a bit as well, is that, I'm the noisiest candidate, and I want to get things done, and I want things to get heard. And,
well, because you're about integrity, and you want your transformation of your city, your town, your riding of Brant to really move forward.
Recently, I had a gentleman that asked for a sign request, and he said, it's integrity and character that mean everything to him. And he said, none of the other guys, to him, in his opinion, had that. So he said, even though I haven't seen eye to eye politically with you, based on what's out there and the integrity and character, I want your sign. So, which was nice. It made me feel good that, I'm reaching out to the people. Even when I'm not reaching out, apparently I'm reaching out, which is nice.
That is nice. Perfect. What a great answer to that question. That was awesome. All right, so question number 2. If elected, what would you like to have your legacy be?
It kind of falls into the question 1 as well, but is the result is the question 2, and I think that key and paramount is we need to go somewhere else. And I think that the other bigger parties they're talking about creating jobs. Well, government doesn't create jobs, otherwise everyone would have one. Businesses create jobs, and so we need to give as much opportunity to businesses to succeed. Because when they succeed, and the other part of that is people having more money, what they can spend, this creates product and service demand. And when there's product and service demand, businesses either have to be created or expanded to meet that demand. This creates jobs. So I think when my actual results will be, which I want to people say back and say, wow, is allowing business to create jobs.
Right.
And to have a fair open market for the individual and for small business and for business alike. But to have that open market where we can make that choice, because really it's really about choices, bringing back the liberty movement into an individualism. Whereas right now we're so used to the government taking charge and providing everything that we expect that. And so we're providing an alternative to that, libertarian-wise, is saying, hey, we're going to empower you as a citizen to make your own choices. And some people are really starting to open their eyes to that. In 2011 election, I got, what is a libertarian? And now I'm getting, where can I sign up? Which to me is very positive as well. So I think the results is what matters, and I really want to deliver because promises are meant to be broken. I will deliver them.
So just to wrap up what you're saying, so basically saying once again, you're meeting everybody on an individual basis. People are coming to you, your message is being heard, and they're seeing the community connectiveness that you bring to Brant in the riding.
And it's very unique. Whereas when you talk to some of the other candidates and you before a debate circuit and you in the green rooms and stuff, and they talk about their small businesses and their struggles, and then they kind of scratch their head and think, well, where are we going or where do we need to go?
Yeah.
Those are nice conversations, and we're candidates and we're having these conversations. So I can only imagine what the general public is feeling.
Well, you're also a small business owner,
I am.
right?
Right, and
that is growing.
It is absolutely grown. I anticipate with Canada Post's decision of eliminating home delivery that businesses like mine will flourish because people will look for that alternative. And one thing I want to touch about with business, it's 60% of small business goes out of business in the first year, not because of financial sales and not because of competition, but because of government red tape, if you will, and that's such a wide spectrum. We need to ease that red tape so businesses can succeed. And it's not just words. I feel it. I feel it when a small business owner says, "I've been doing this for 5 years and I have to pack it in because I'm just tired." That touches me, and they need a voice. And I promise I won't become speaker and silence the voice, which is expression of opinion, of course. I think that it comes back to having a voice for Brant and a strong voice that can represent the community as a whole.
Right. That's really well said. It's like, wow, that was good.
I've done this before.
Absolutely, and that was great. All right, so now we're going to go on to question number 3. What can you say to our viewers right now and how to encourage them to get out and vote? And just so you know, your camera's right over there. You can talk directly to them. So go for it. This is your moment. Talk to that camera.
It's important to realize that in this particular election, there is so much riding. Healthcare, tax, education, you name it, the list goes on and on. And when you don't vote, you're saying, I'm happy the way it is. And truthfully, who really is happy the way it is? So it's important to get out there to vote to the closest candidate to your beliefs. If you don't vote, you're saying you're happy, and you really need to get out there because there's so much riding on this election. And in between elections, people are backseat politicians, and they say it should be this way. Well, now's the chance. There's so much going on with the NDP supporting the Liberal budget. It's not one party's issue, and I need to stress that it's not one party issue. It's government as a whole. They have different names, different colors, but they're government, and they're the reason we have so much problems, and we need to change that and refocus to what the issues are and have resolution to that. So I think that you need to get out and vote to make a difference. And people often say, well, my vote doesn't matter. It's just one vote. Well, it does matter. And if we have, I want 60% of the voters. Right now, we're at between 50 and 60% don't vote. I want them to show up and vote Libertarian. Let the other guys fight with the guys who go out.
Tell them right now.
60%, 50 to 60% of the people who don't vote, come vote Libertarian. If you're going to be out there anyway, vote for me anyway. But it's important, and you need your voice heard. And I'm Rob Ferguson, your Brant Libertarian candidate, and I will go to bat for you. Thank you.
Awesome, well said. And so now tell us where we can reach you, where we can find you. Everything.
I do have a Facebook page, of course,
Yep.
Rob Ferguson. I also have a business Facebook page, Rob Ferguson Advertising. You can reach me via email at selectrobferguson@hotmail.com. Of course, you can reach me through the Libertarian website, which is libertarian.on.ca. I'm regional coordinator, so I'll appear on many different riding contacts lists. Of course, I'm running here in Brant as well, so you'll find me there as well. So I'm throughout that website. You can just send me a message directly through the system.
Perfect. Any last words you want to leave us with?
I just think it's about inspirations, and it's about really wanting to make that difference. And I say it and say it and say it because I feel it. And at the end of the day, I want to serve Brant.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
Totally got it. Well, thank you for coming out, sir.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. And on behalf of the Polish Hall Brantford, Pearl Street, and Fat Panda Studios, we thank you very much for coming out. And thank you for running and giving us a really good option.
Thank you.
All right, and we're back with Rob, and we have a Polish connection, as we like to do our little Polish connection here, with the Polish Hall, being a sponsor of this, awesome opportunity with Fat Panda Studios. So tell us about your Polish connection.
My wife's grandmother is Polish. She came from Belgium, and it's one of those things. She come from Belgium, and the accent is incredible. You can tell she's from there. The heritage, the comparison of food, the grammar, and our grandpa is actually Irish, so it's kind of neat to hear them argue before he had a stroke. He was Irish, and he had that tone, and grandma's this little petite little Polish accent, and sweet little thing. And it's one of the weirdest things is, you walk downtown, talking to people as you're canvassing, campaigning. And I've had many people say, oh, she's just the sweetest little thing. So it's nice that there's Polish in there in the family. So
that is nice, yes. Yeah, we're almost doing that, how everything's Greek. Well, we're doing almost like how everything's Polish. That's how we feel. But, never tick off a Polish babcia. That's all I got to say. You tick them off.
I did it once to our grandma.
The wooden spoon.
Yeah.
Or
never again.
Or the slipper.
Yeah. And thank you for the candies, Grandma.
Awesome. Thank you for our Polish moment.
Thank you.